Lightfall releases next week, and a lot of the game's current features and content will be changing or updated. Today in this video, we're going to prepare you for the Lightfall expansion, downtime and release time for the DLC, how to maximize your ranks when it finally releases, farming for builds and weapons, story updates, and tons more. Let's first start with those story updates. The first thing you need to do if you care about the plot of the game at all, or maybe you're a new player confused on the massive amount of lore in the game, is get caught up on the story. You could read up on summaries on Bungie.net or lore cards elsewhere, or you could watch this video right here I made last Saturday. This recaps the entire story of Destiny. There are timestamps that cover each release and each season that goes all the way up to Lightfall, so you can skim through if you only want to watch certain sections. But as we come to the end of the Light and Dark saga, if you enjoy the story, it's important to know what the heck is going on, so I decided to make this year's updated recap. Neptune's story is going to be quite unique, so if you want to get ready to grapple into action against Callus and the Witness next Tuesday, this is a great place to start. Next up, farm for builds and weapons. Artifice armor is going to be super helpful in Lightfall, as it gives an extra mod slot and can be farmed right now in select dungeons on master difficulty. You have Grasp of Avarice, Duality, and Spire of the Watcher. This is also the last week to focus that season of the Risen and Haunted gear for higher stats, so make sure you take advantage of that. Lightfall is introducing loadouts to the game, so knowing what kind of build you want before you go in and having some of these armor slots ready is definitely going to be super helpful. Also go after those sought after patterns. Weapon crafting of course is still a thing in Lightfall, it's even getting updated with some new changes to how it works, but if you have any patterns you're chasing from the current seasons, now is the time to wrap that grind up. Bounty hoarding. If you want an early jump in XP and seasonal artifact XP, make sure you hoard some of those bounties. This is more for hardcore players going after achievements like completing the new raid on day 1, but for the average player who just wants to experience Lightfall and its new story content, this is not needed. Don't force yourself to hoard bounties if you don't want to. I know personally I sometimes get bored of it and don't even do it. But it is a good way to get a small boost during the new season and expansion if you want to go after that sort of thing. Also, what can help you with XP when the new season releases is put an XP mod on your Ghost. Cleaning out your vault. Clean out your vault, Guardian, it looks disgusting in here. Some of us have useless items like Vex Nog just rotting in here from years ago, or maybe one too many weapons you don't need and have never even used. Vault space is always nice and it will feel much easier to manage with the new expansion. You never know, sometimes companion apps go down upon launch if there are issues, so you'll thank yourself later if you have a clean vault to navigate. Clear unused space, Postmaster, and inventory. Like the vault, also make sure you clear and decode inventory engrams from Rahul or Eververse. Consumables you don't use in your inventory, and also Postmaster's space. These are simple tips, but you don't want to lose a new exotic because your Postmaster was full. Currency. Glimmer is going to be super important moving forward, not that it wasn't before, but more important now. Resident elements are being removed for weapon crafting, so Glimmer will now be that main focus. Also, upgrade modules are always important, Ascendant shards and enhancement prisms and cores. If you stock up on this stuff now, you'll be able to upgrade those weapons when you want and not have to go out and grind and pause your playthrough of the campaign because you want to upgrade a certain weapon, unless that's your thing of course. All seasonal content and its activities. With each new expansion, seasonal content from the previous year will depart. Some battlegrounds will be thrown into playlists, but weapons, quests, and rewards tied to them like titles are not. From Witch Queen seasons, make sure you go after any titles you want. Story quests and exotic quests like Revision 0, that was a big one from Season of the Seraph, the thing has multiple catalysts. Aikilos SMG, Callus Mini Tool are other great options, and here's a list of some weapons going away. Also, make sure you ready yourself for next season by removing current seasonal artifacts a day or two before Lightfall so things don't break and you have open slots for the new artifact mods. No Lightfall's meta. There are many weapon changes and nerfs coming in Lightfall next to brand new subclasses for your characters, so things are going to be different. Many of Bungie's articles are huge, but here's some examples. Linear fusions are getting nerfed, but heavy grenade launchers may be the way to go in terms of boss damage, dealing 20% more damage to bosses and champions. Many exotics have also been updated, like Prometheus Lens with Incandescent and Scorch on 1000 Voices. Strand will likely be the way to go, it has a grappling hook, but light subclasses are also getting a boost with brand new fragments, so check those out if you haven't already. Bungie has many articles on these topics I will link below with other videos on my channel. Also remember, Bungie is adding loadouts. Being able to save your loadouts and easily switch between them in-game has been a long requested feature and is finally arriving next week. You'll be able to quickly swap entire sets of gear without numerous trips to the vault or having to open a second screen. This decreases the time in between play sessions caused by needing to rebuild a loadout, and you can create ways to label loadouts for quick identification. So right now you could start building some of your first loadouts you want, but keep in mind when Lightfall releases you're going to be getting some new weapons and power is going to change right away, but this opportunity will be available to you at launch. Lightfall release and downtime. So 24 hours before the expansion releases, starting on February 27th at reset time, Destiny 2 will be down for 24 hours. You won't be able to log into the game at all or use companion apps, so make sure you do any of these changes you want before then. As for the actual DLC, it comes out February 28th at reset time in your country, 9 AM Pacific, 12 PM EST, and so on. But anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Some guides and tips and things to do before Lightfall releases. I always miss some of these, so be sure to leave your own tips below in the comments for some other Guardians out there. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore, mysteries, and news like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you all in the next video.